to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Dreaming of Disney podcast. I'm with my beautiful wife, Audrey-Ann.
You didn't say it's Tim.
Hey guys, it's Tim.
Oh man, I'm totally thrown off now. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, no one knows what they're listening to now because I didn't do my intro, but that's okay. You're still here with us. It's going to be a short one tonight.
Yep.
But, you know, there's some news that happened this past week. You may have seen it on our Instagram story. Audrey-Ann posted, because everyone knows she loves Genie Plus. But they came out with some recent news about Genie Plus.
It got me fired up. It was, I was surprised at how I was surprised that I had such a strong reaction. Like instantly too. It's not even like I was like, oh, I was like, no, like instantly.
So the news that we're referring to is that Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which since it opened, has been a individual lightning lane, which means it's an a la carte ride on Genie Plus. It is not included in the price of Genie Plus. You have to pay extra if you want to use it for the lightning lane. Mm-hmm. I forget what the price. It's been what?
I never looked. You always do Genie Plus stuff. I've never even looked.
I think it's been around $10, $12, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Rise it's not like 20? Isn't Rise like 20?
Rise is 20.
But Mickey and Minnie's isn't. That tells you right
it's
there.
It's cheaper.
They're not making... We've never purchased an individual lightning lane for it. We did the virtual queue. Mm-hmm. We went like a week after it opened. Did a virtual queue after that. And then since then we've done standby.
Mm-hmm. So that is now going to be included in the price of Genie Plus. So when you buy Genie Plus, Mickey and Minnie's is now included in the price of Genie Plus.
So you can get the lightning lane
for it. So you can get a lightning lane for it without having to purchase additional for it. Also being added to Genie Plus, Ariel's Under the Sea Adventure at Disney California Adventure. So 2 new rides are being added to Genie Plus. So, you know, as the average consumer, Disney park goer, someone who doesn't go very often, maybe only goes once a year, you might think...
Or less.
Less. You might think, oh, that's great. They're including this on Genie Plus.
Yeah, more rides I can get a lightning lane for.
More rides, better value. Mm-hmm. But we're here to question, is that really the case?
So I'll start by saying...
That you're eating ice cream.
That I'm eating ice cream. Which I usually wait until after, but...
Time is of the essence.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed when we're done. So...
It's 7:30.
It is not 7:30. Okay.
8:48.
But I've also been waking up at like 5. So anyways, I want to start by saying I am not the only one who feels this way. Mm-hmm. Also, so I first saw a reel about it from the Magical RN. Uh-huh. So I shared, that was the reel I shared that announced that they were being added. So I shared in our stories and I said, like, I'm not happy about this, blah, blah, blah. And, she commented or sent us a message saying, really, I'm intrigued. And I was like, well, you'll have to tune in. So I feel like I have to explain myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
explain yourself.
I will. Okay. So like you said, and I see the point that now there are more rides included in Genie Plus. Mm-hmm. So like you said, for ones that don't go often, you're getting more for your money. Mm-hmm. I'm so irritated. So, okay, we'll start with Ariel. That ride is rarely more than 20 minutes.
Rarely. Yep.
Rarely. There was one day back in the summer where it was 45 and I was we weren't there. I was just looking, because I do that. I was so shocked. I took a screenshot of it and I shared it to our stories, and I had several people that go often like, what in the world? Because it's never that long. What is wrong? What is happening? If it's 20 to 25 minutes, I'm like, oh, it must be kind of busy.
Yeah.
We waited one time. I think the longest I've ever waited for that ride was like 20, maybe 25 minutes. And it was like a long line, but you're moving the whole time. So it doesn't feel like it takes forever. You're never just standing.
Yeah.
Rarely. I mean, if it shuts down, but it rarely does that either. You're typically always moving. And when we waited that long, it was like, that's the longest we've ever waited for that ride. In the mornings too, it's like pretty much a walk on.
Yeah.
It is rarely a long line. But now with this, I'm so mad because this is the ride I always like. I love this ride. It's a ride that a lot of people go to, especially in the summer. It's nice and cool in there.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, relaxing ride to go to.
The line's always in the shade for the most part.
Yeah. Georgia loves it. And it's just like, hey, we could go do Ariel. That's what another Tracy rope dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
Or Brian. I'm not sure if it was Tracy or Brian, but they messaged and they were saying the same thing that it's kind of like their go-to ride when they're waiting for a lightning lane or something else,
Yeah.
But I saw this with Monsters Inc. ride. Is that what, I don't know if it's called Monster something, but Monsters Inc. You know what I'm talking about. Before they had a lightning lane for it, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, long, it was like a longer wait. But typically it wasn't that long, 15, 20 minutes. I feel like I'm accurate on that. For the most part, obviously you're going to have busy days where it's long. Now it is almost always 45 to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they let all the lightning lane people go and have the standby people wait. So for a ride that didn't need it, because you're not waiting that long.
Yeah.
You don't wait that long for Ariel. Hardly ever.
Yeah.
But now you will if you don't have a lightning lane.
Yeah.
It's going to back that up to 45 to 60 minutes because it's a popular ride. But still, I don't know if it's a popular ride because it still usually has a low wait time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
but they can fit a lot of people in that ride.
Yes, because it's just constantly going. It's like the conveyor belt. What do they call that again?
Omni mover.
Yeah. So it's just constantly moving. People are constantly getting on. But now the wait time is going to be up. Now, typically when we're going for a bigger trip, we get Genie Plus, at least for one day.
Yeah.
But there have been several times, because we've gone a lot this year, where we don't. And so it's making those days where you're like, what, we don't need Genie Plus because we could do this and we could do this. And then, if we rope drop this, then we won't have to wait long for that. And then, there's always those, rides like Ariel and, Incredicoaster, even with a lightning lane, sometimes has shorter, or you could do single rider. There's things like that. So it's making it so you're going to want a lightning lane for it when it's not needed.
Yeah.
You seriously can't wait 20 minutes?
Inflate the wait time.
Yeah. You can't wait 20 minutes? Now, people are so impatient. You can't wait 20 minutes?
Now, before you get on to your next point.
Okay. Because my next point is jumping over to Mickey and Minnie's.
So while we're on the subject of Ariel, another ride that has a very similar ride system is Buzz Lightyear, Astro Blasters. That has a lightning lane.
Yeah.
That one, it does, at times you see it get up to 30, 45 minutes, but it still moves pretty quick. So
yeah,
I think
what time is it? Can you check?
It's 8:55.
What's the wait time for Buzz Lightyear right now?
What's the wait time for Buzz Lightyear?
I don't have my phone. What is it?
Let me pull it up. So, the one thing about Ariel, even if it's 25 minutes, the line is always moving because you're not stopping. There's no stopping. When you add lightning lane, you're creating stoppage in the line.
Stoppage.
Blockage.
Stoppage.
You're adding stoppage in the line. And so you're no longer going to have that free flowing line anymore because you're going to have a cast member stopping the standby line to let the Genie Plus, the lightning lane people in. And so it's going to create, just like you see traffic, it takes just one person to slam on their brakes, and also you have this huge traffic jam. So, I mean, you're going to see things like that. But, okay, Buzz Lightyear's 40 minutes right now. Does it have lightning lane right now? Let's see what the soonest lightning lane is.
Excuse my bowl.
It's okay. Genie Plus is not loading.
It's not like, come on. Just because then for those who don't want to buy Genie Plus.
Ariel's 5 minutes right now.
See? It is 5 to 10 minutes most of the day. And then it'll have like some peak times where it goes up to like 20. But so much of the time, it's 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'll even say 15. But you seriously can't wait 15 minutes for a ride?
People are just, they want everything right now.
Yeah. But it's like, okay. So there's that one. Hang on. Got chocolate chip stuck in my throat. Okay. So Mickey and Minnie's.
Yes.
More popular ride, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of the newest rides.
It's the newest ride.
Yeah.
The longest we have ever waited was when it first opened and we had a virtual queue. And I think we did wait like 30 to 40 minutes.
That's because everybody was stopping in the line, taking pictures of everything and interacting.
No, not that time. This time, we stopped a lot this first time. This was when we were with the big group.
Okay, yeah, our first time going.
Yeah. I think it had only been open a week. It wasn't running. I mean, yes, everyone was stopping, but we were in each section that we stopped for a while.
Okay.
But it didn't feel horrible because that queue is awesome.
Yeah.
So there's so much to look at. There's interactive things at times. But for the virtual queue, when we went for our callback time, I mean, we stopped pretty much right in the door.
Yeah.
Since then, we have been more times than in 1 year than ever before. We have ridden it every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice in one trip. We have never waited more than 20 minutes.
That's true. Even if it was posted at 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
Because there was the one time I remember where I was doing an Instagram story, I think, and we were walking by and you were like, hey, it's 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, it's 30 minutes. Let's go. And we waited. That was the time we waited 20.
Yeah.
When you and I were there for our anniversary trip just a couple months ago, however long, 2 years ago, I don't know.
Couple months.
We went right after the fireworks when they reopened Toontown. We walked on.
Yeah.
We followed our future selves. We walked on and it took 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But you're just walking through the queue. We never stopped until we got into the room with the pre-show.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even consider that a wait because we didn't wait. We just took us that long to walk to the train. Other times, if it was posted, most of the time we've gone, it's posted like at least 30 minutes. And we're like, yeah, we'll totally wait 30 minutes for that ride. And we've never waited as long as it's posted. And from what I see other people like on Instagram, they'll say what it was posted and what they actually waited. It is I don't know if I've ever seen it. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm sure it has. But what I see more often is that they wait less than the posted wait time.
Yeah.
So again, now, and you hardly ever see anybody going in the lightning lane.
Very
Like
rarely.
very rarely do you see people passing you in the next lane over because you're like, why? Why would you purchase this when, especially when it's not included in Genie Plus? Because you're like, why would you pay extra for this when it's going to be like a 20-minute wait? And you kind of have to watch it through the day because it definitely goes up to like 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's something.
But you can catch it several times through the day where it's a lower wait time. Like if it's 30 or under, like go for it because you'll probably walk on or wait 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. And we've been on busy days and we've been on slower days. Like it just, in our experience, so it's been what? Five trips.
Yeah.
5 different trips. We only once with a virtual queue. So the rest of the trips were
Standby.
just standby. We would ride it multiple times in a trip. Never waited more than 20 minutes. So now it's just another one that's like, okay, well, we're buying Genie Plus anyway, probably. So we'll just get the lightning lane. But there have been days where we didn't get it when you and I went this last time.
Yeah.
Our day in Disneyland, we didn't get Genie Plus. And we rode it and we didn't wait. Really.
Yeah.
You know, so there were times like that. If you didn't need Genie Plus, it wasn't like, oh man, I'm not going to. Because like if you don't get Genie Plus, you're waiting probably for Indiana Jones, like a good amount of time. You're waiting a good amount of time for Space Mountain unless you rope drop it. Like Rise. If you don't buy it, you're going to wait. Well, except you and I waited 20 minutes last time.
That's
but
true.
that was a really
slow
odd,
weekend.
slow day.
Yeah.
But Mickey and Minnie's was like, oh, yeah, you know, if I don't buy Genie Plus, you could definitely catch it and not wait long. But now it's going to be long and standby. And it's just, but so it was just funny because I saw that and I like immediately got like outraged, not outraged, but I was just like, no, like, especially for Ariel.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's going to have I think more so than Mickey and Minnie's, I think adding Lightning Lane to Ariel's is going to have a bigger negative impact.
Just like, how could they not see it? It's such a short wait time. Like,
I think it comes down as a business decision. It's not
stupid business.
It's not a customer service, you know, to make the experience better for park goers. It's strictly a business decision to get people to buy Genie Plus more often because they're thinking, oh, it's a better value. Now there's 2 rides that are now included that weren't included before.
So, yeah.
And it's probably from data that they've been capturing that, you know, oh, people aren't really buying individual lightning lanes for Mickey and Minnie's. Let's take that away and bring it into Genie Plus. And maybe that'll be more of an incentive for them to buy it.
Yeah. No, and I see that if you rarely go, you know, maybe once in a lifetime, once every 5 years, whatever, and you're definitely going to get Genie Plus on your trip, then yeah, for that it is, but you know, yeah, you got 2 more rides. But for pass holders, it's annoying.
Yeah. And most people that go to Disneyland, I don't want to say most, but a lot.
It seems like there's more regulars
More
at Disneyland
locals.
than like Disney World is more of a destination.
Yeah. And so you see more locals, you know, they don't need to buy Genie Plus as often because they know these things. We know like, oh, you know, Mickey and Minnie's wait is always less than the posted wait time. Ariel's is always a good, you know, go-to when it's super hot. Or, you know,
I'm so
if
sad
we want
about
to go
that
ride
one.
something right now. Oh, let's go do Ariel. Is always, you know, a short wait. But now that's all going to change.
That's seriously like that is my go-to in California for a short wait time. Like,
Yeah.
there's been lots of time where you and the boys are going to go wait for something. Like, oh, I'll take Gigi on Ariel, or I'll just go on Ariel. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, I love that ride. So, but now I'll be like, oh, I'll go ride Ariel. Oh, it's a 45-minute wait.
Yeah. That's going to be really irritating.
It's just annoying.
So
I don't agree. When does that start?
So November. Starts in November.
Well, I'm never going to go again.
Well, this information was broken first by Scott Gustin on Twitter. He's like the inside knowledge.
How does he get this inside
He
knowledge?
He has some sources probably.
Sources.
He says Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disneyland Park will be added to Genie Plus soon, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And that Little Mermaid will be added to Genie Plus next month. And he followed that up with some interesting data. He says, worth noting, while Genie Plus prices at Walt Disney World vary based on park and day.
Right.
So it fluctuates a lot. Genie Plus at Disneyland is currently priced either $25 or $30 each day. He says since October 13th, 2022, so last year, exactly 75% of the days were priced at $25. The other 25% at $30 a day. And this is from data from Thrill Data. I just thought that was interesting.
Okay. I was waiting for like
Yeah. But no, it's, Disney World, it fluctuates and it's like weird prices, like $13, $17. Whereas Disneyland, it's $25 or $30.
Yeah, but it's more, so I'd rather have it fluctuate. I'd rather have Fast Pass and Max Pass.
Fast Pass. Good old Fast Pass.
Free option,
tickets.
But if you want to pay, you get a little perk.
Remember when Max Pass was $8?
No, I remember when it was 15.
No, it was, I think.
Was it 10 and then 15?
It first came out at $10.
Yeah.
Scratch the $8.
No, it's
First
a
came out
random
as
number.
$10.
Yeah.
And then it went up to 15. And then we were like, oh, that's irritating. And now we're paying $25 or $30
Yeah.
for Genie Plus for the exact same system.
Yeah, because Max Pass, the good thing about Max Pass was you could do it on your phone. You didn't have to go to the queue and get the return ticket. You had it on your phone, and that was what you were paying for, to be able to do it, to be able to, excuse me, to be able to get your Fast Pass anywhere in the park.
Yeah.
Which is Genie Plus.
It's Genie Plus.
It's Genie Plus.
It's the exact same thing.
Which was just better because you had, we don't even, if you're wondering how I feel, we have some episodes.
Yeah, go back, check
like
those
our
out.
Genie Plus episodes that I rant and rave.
So there was another bit of news that came out around that same time. Two new things. So there's a new ticket offer for kids starting
Next year?
next year. So you can start buying these tickets October 24th. Where did it go? I just had it up. Yes. So beginning October 24th, there's more than one. No, just one 24th. Guests can purchase kids tickets for as low as $50 per child per day.
For ages 3 to 9.
Ages 3 to 9, starting October 24th. But the tickets are only good for January 8th through March 10th.
Oh, it's temporary.
It's temporary.
This isn't like from now on. It's like a
Yeah. So
promotion.
Yes, that promotion during those dates, no blockout dates during
those days. Yeah,
during
that time period.
span. So January 8th through March 10th. And then, they have 1 day, 2 day, 3 day options that you can add on. You can add on Genie Plus. You can add on Park Hopper. So $50 is the starting price. And I'm sure the article doesn't say if certain days are more expensive than others, because that happens. Depending on if it's a more popular day, then the price of the ticket may go up. I don't know if that's the case. So there's that. And then now you can now make ticket reservations 180 days in advance. Before you could only do 90 days. So that was 3 months. You can
So
now do
6
6 months. in advance. So
Well, there you go.
some new tidbits for you there. But, I just want to get on real quick and just fill you in on these new updates to the wide world, wonderful wide. What's the
wonderful
world of Disney? What was the phrase?
Wonderful what? Well, now I had it. Now you threw me off.
I don't remember.
You threw me off. Now I can only hear what you said. But yeah, I felt I didn't want to leave the people hanging. I said I wasn't going to explain my feelings in like this long story, and when I could just get on this wonderful podcast and
Well, now you know.
complain about things.
I still haven't done those stories.
My goodness. No, I know. You haven't had time.
I haven't had time.
But-
And I've been burnt out on social media. I just don't want to do it.
I know.
So, sorry, guys. Just not in the mood.
I know. I haven't really been on social media either.
Which, for all you out there, it's a good thing.
Take a break, man.
Don't let social media rule your life.
Is this a social media podcast?
No, it's not.
What's podcast considered?
Podcast is content. Entertainment.
Entertainment.
I hope you're entertained by us. So anyways, we hope you enjoyed this rant.
Yeah. I mean, you should still go.
If you want to buy Genie Plus, buy Genie Plus.
If you don't, you don't.
But just
You're
be
just
warned.
going to wait.
You heard it first. You heard it here first. Ariel will be 45 minutes within the next month.
And we all know that when I predict a wait time for a ride, like for rides, like I'm usually right.
Most of the time you are.
Okay. But no, that is my feeling that we're going to see these wait times like go way up.
Yeah.
And I am not the only one that thinks that. And I'm sad about it.
Yeah.
Very sad about it.
So follow us on Instagram.
Because here's another thing, real quick, is that with
Carry on.
so again with Ariel, we've got nothing to do. Let's go. Yes, most of the time we're doing a full day in California adventure. We get Genie Plus. If we're only doing like a half day or something, we don't. But if we're doing a full day, we do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get a lightning lane, you can't just always just get one. If you have another one.
Yeah.
So it's not like if we're waiting for our lightning lane for Guardians, we can't just be like, oh, hey, let's just go ride Ariel. Like, well, that's what like Tracy.
Yeah.
We can't just because, but Ariel's 50 minutes.
So now you're kind of stuck like, what am I going to do now? Because everything's over an hour.
Yeah.
30 minutes or over an hour. But my Genie Plus, my next Genie Plus isn't for another hour and a half. And so now I can't really do anything or we're going to miss it.
Yeah.
So you're stuck.
Yeah. That's what. You can buy Genie Plus and not wait for Ariel, but you can't just go whenever you want to because you have to schedule your lightning lanes and plan it. And you can't always have, or you can always have one, but you can only have one or two.
You can have one every 2 hours.
But then as soon as you check in, you get a new
But I
one.
mean,
So
you
don't
can
have
still stack them. You can still stack
Yeah,
them.
but it's not. But again, you can only get one ride. You can only get a lightning lane for one ride, for that ride once.
Yes. So you can't ride it again.
And there have been times with Georgia, I've ridden that ride more than once in a day because it's like, oh, what are you going to do with her? Oh, I'll go do this with her.
Yeah.
Guys. Okay. I'm going to
All
let it go.
Follow us on Instagram. dreaming.of.disney.podcast.
That's the one.
You can find more content here when we actually post. Maybe we'll post more this week. I don't know. We'll see.
See how it goes.
We'll see if, we actually do it. I don't know. But we appreciate you listening. leave us a review. We appreciate it. Because
Leave us a review after you just like, we're like, I don't know if I'm going to do anything. I don't want to. And so I'm not going to. Now tell us how wonderful we are.
yes, please. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.